How's it hanging, YouTube? Peter here, your Ginger Jody Geek. Welcome back to the channel for another Geeky Art Attack. And this week we're going to be talking all about X-Men. So really excited to get stuck into that. As ever, I'm joined by my good pals from YouTube. We have got Efren from Passpoint Comics. How are you, Efren?
What is going on, Comic Book Familia? I love this segment, one, because I don't have to draw and I can't draw. I'm just moderating it with James T. Keegan, so I'm having a good time. What about you guys?
Very good, mate. Very good. And you're fresh back from a Comic-Con, aren't you? Where have you been?
I went to Long Beach, California. I live in San Diego, so it's a little bit north towards LA, about 2 hours away from my house. That was Saturday, yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Thank you very much for joining, my friend. And we've got good old James T. Keegan. How are you, James?
Heyo. I'm very good, man. I'm happy to be here. This is one of my favorite shows we do. It's good to host, and Efren always a great co-host. So look forward to this.
And I hope you've got with some unique X characters to draw tonight.
I would definitely say that. Yeah. There's a few deep cuts. There's a few deep cuts in here on Efren's behalf.
Good stuff. James, Comic Deal. How are you?
What's going on? Heyo. Did you see what I did?
I see what you did.
I've merged it. I've merged it.
It was very impressive. Very impressive.
Thanks.
Yeah. Are you well?
Yeah, I'm very good. I've probably just woken my 2-year-old from her sleep, so sorry, but yeah, no, I'm good.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Now, James, what are we doing tonight? Are you drawing normal size images, or we're doing trading cards again?
I'm going to do the small trading cards again because
good stuff. I like them.
I just think it's fun. It's good fun.
Excellent. Looking forward to seeing them. GP, how are you?
Hello. All well. Very good. Thanks for having us back on.
No problem at all. No problem.
Look forward to doing this show.
Yeah, and you've sent some images in as well already, and some stunning artwork. So looking forward to seeing what you've got tonight. And as ever, we've got Kev. How are you, Kev?
I'm good. Very warm. But
have you lost something?
Forward to doing some drawing. What?
Have you lost something? Have you dropped something?
I'm looking for my sharpener.
Oh, a blunted pencil already.
Not his excuse.
Yeah, coming out with the excuses already, Kev. Disappointing.
So I could be frantically going.
Good stuff. Now, ladies and gents, tonight we have got a very, very special guest artist coming on to show us how to do some excellent drawings. So just before we introduce him, just a very quick video of some of his work. Ian. Oh,
I'm impressed with that montage.
How are you, sir?
I'm very well, Peter. Thank you very much for having me on.
No, I'm absolutely ecstatic to have you here, Ian. So I met you, just going to grab these, last year at Thought Bubble, where you very kindly did me some sketches, and I was absolutely blown away by your work. It's phenomenal. So I got quite interested in your work straight away from that, because you might not know, Ian, but Thor's my favorite character, and that's probably one of the best images I've got of Thor. It's absolutely stunning. Sorry, I do apologize. Kev did us one a while ago as well, of Thor versus He-Man.
What you meant to say is it's one of your favorites alongside
exactly.
Yeah.
So listen, it's an absolute pleasure to have you here, Ian. We're going to talk a little bit about your art career. The guys are going to ask you some questions as we're drawn. The reason I do that, Ian, is to try and distract you as much as possible so that we've got a chance of doing some decent drawings.
Yeah, that's fine.
But before we do that, I do just want to touch briefly on this book that you've got out. So The Art of Ian Richardson. So tell me a little bit about that.
That's nearly, it's over a year old now. Nearly 2 years old now. People have been kind of bugging me about doing an art book for a long time. And there's a small US publisher that I've done various bits and pieces for, a bunch of covers, and I used to do a book for them called The Unthinkables. And we were having a chat, and they were very keen on putting it out. But I wanted to do something that was just full of stuff that you couldn't get anywhere else.
Yeah.
So it's everything in there's not in print anywhere else. So it's commissions and private sketches and stuff I've done for sort of A3 prints and whatever. Yeah. But yeah, it's a couple of years old of older material that I wanted to do sort of a book half that size. And then I put a selection of material up to the publisher, and they just wanted to put it all in, the swines. So it's now it's like this 132-page book that I end up having to cart all over the page with it. But very, very proud of it, and so it's.
I mean, that cover alone is just absolutely phenomenal. It's stunning. If people wanted to get a hold of that, Ian, where's the best place to get it these days?
Well, it depends where you're from. So if you're kind of like stateside and stuff, the best thing to do is to go to the Unlikely Heroes Studios website, or alternatively, just give me a shout, because I've got a couple of boxes left of them.
Good stuff. And you are available on Instagram. That's your Instagram handle there at the bottom. So if people do want to jump on and get in touch to get a copy of the book. But Ian, you also, as you mentioned, do commissioned work. And obviously I've picked up a few commissions. So if people want to get commissions from you, is that the address to drop a line to as well?
Yeah, either that or find me on Facebook and whatever. That's probably the easiest way. Or what the hell, if I tell you now, it's probably an easy email address to remember. People can get in touch with me at pencils and strings, all one word, pencils and strings at live.co.uk. So you can always drop me a line there, as long as you don't mind waiting for a commission. Because see that piece of paper there behind me? Yeah. With all the scribbling on it, that's my commission list.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
People are shouting on me because I haven't finished them.
Well, what we'll do, Ian, is if you drop me that address in Messenger later on, we'll put it in this video. And I just wanted to quickly highlight some of the commissions. I've gone through your Instagram page, and there's some stunning artwork in there. And I just wanted to mention briefly.
You're on the wrong.
I'm on your slides page.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say I don't recognise that.
Where have mine gone?
You didn't put them in, I don't think. Now you're just giving it away now, Peter.
You see, I'm just all over the place, absolutely all over the place.
Don't look.
Don't look. Yeah, don't look. Oh, there I am. Hang on, bear with us. So some of your work, Ian, is absolutely phenomenal. I was particularly drawn to these straight away because I am a massive 80s
skeleton.
Yeah, so you got skeleton. Just stunning bits of work, stunning.
Yeah.
How long does it take you to do something like that?
It's a weird answer to the question. If I start it and do it like non-stop during one day, it would literally take me a best part of the day to kind of do pencils and inks. But with commissions like that, I tend to dip in and out of them while I'm working. Yeah. So on regular pages, so it gives me a break. Because for me, as much as anybody else, that's fanboy stuff. So I can enjoy doing stuff like that, where if I'm faced at the start of the day with panel 1, you're in a train station, there's 400 people milling around, you kind of don't want to throw yourself into that. So I tend to dip into things like that and maybe do it for a little bit until I'm in a really good mood, and then jump into work pages and do it that way.
So are you an 80s cartoon kind of fan?
To a certain degree. I must confess to never being massively. It was always comics and stuff rather than sort of the cartoon and animation stuff. Oh, look, another Thor.
But I mean, I had to. Do you know what I mean? I had to put another Thor up, and that's an incredible image of Thor. I absolutely love that. And I noticed on the commissions I've got, and a lot of your commissions, you do that kind of back panel, which I love. I don't know what it is. It sets it out.
It does. It just it centers the image a little bit for me and makes it kind of pop, as well as if you're kind of doing black and white stuff, which 99.9% of my stuff is. It just makes it pop and makes it a little bit more interesting in the stuff, rather than just a figure in the middle of a blank page.
Yeah. It's stunning, honestly, mate. It's stunning. And then we've got good old Dread there. I know you do a lot of work for 2000 AD. A stunning character. He's never really hit it off that much in America. I don't quite understand why, because he's so huge, you know.
It's been a weird thing. Maybe there's a certain British sense of humor about it, and like people getting the fact that Dredd isn't the hero of the piece. He never is. He's a bad guy as much as anything else. But it's been interesting, and maybe Ephraim might have been there at the same time as me. I can remember I've been at San Diego years ago, where DC were launching 2000 AD as an imprint. And I think it maybe lasted 6 months.
Yeah,
it just doesn't seem to. And maybe it's the anthology format as well. You know, that's a big European thing.
But I think the anthologies have picked up. I mean, we've talked a lot on my channel about anthologies in terms of particularly some of the horror books. I think they're more and more popular these days. It's just a shock to me that he's not a bigger character. But then, speaking of big characters, we've got some stunning imagery there of, I think, everybody's favourite Harley Quinn there, and a beautiful looking Batgirl. I mean, they're absolutely amazing.
It's a strange thing for me. That for somebody, if people are familiar with the company, for somebody who's done covers for Cinescope in the States for like 3 years, they never asked me to do stuff like this.
Really?
Never. I mean, they've got a bit of a reputation for like the cheesecake kind of covers and whatever. But I was being polite. But I don't get asked to do that many female characters, strangely.
Really?
Yeah.
Which is surprising, because they are both two stunning images. We're a good friend of ours, Charlie, who I think has also picked up a commission from you at Thought Bubble. He's a huge Harley Quinn fan. So yeah, that's absolutely phenomenal, mate. Phenomenal. We are going to talk to you some more about your work. Like I say, the guys are going to talk to you a little bit about some of your exploits and things. But we are here tonight to talk X-Men. So, gentlemen, fans of X-Men, I know Kev is. I'll come to each of you. Who's your favourite X character and why? And we'll start with you, Ephraim. And Ephraim, you can't say Hank McCoy the Beast this time.
Okay, how you putting me on the spot? Who's my favorite X-Men? Jeez, I've always, I like Rogue at the beginning, with her absorbing powers. The tragedy of her not being able to touch anybody, and when she got into that major fight with Carol Danvers, Ms. Marvel, and she like absorbed her personality. That whole arc, and she was a villain, so to speak, at the beginning. She's the adopted daughter of Mystique. That's probably my favorite character, but I mean, she's been cured now. I forgot how she got cured. But
is she? I didn't realize that. I'm a bit lost off with the X type.
Yeah, she can still absorb powers, but she doesn't go like their personalities. It would make her like almost crazy, but she would have the memories of everybody. So I would say Rogue is one of my favorite characters.
Very cool. How about you, James? James T.
Wolverine is a bit obvious that is my favorite one, but not even a hint of irony in this. I absolutely love Toad. Like, he's just always, I just love how weird and I don't know, there's various different versions in other mediums that I love. Like, I love the Ray Park version in the movie, and the X-Men Evolution version's fantastic as well. So yeah, just I don't know, on the villain side, that's the one I've always kind of gravitated towards. I know I'm not the only one. But yeah, no, it's just a character I've always loved, and whenever he pops up in something, I'm happy.
Interesting. How about you, James? Come to you.
So I've always loved the X-Men. So my favorite X-Man has, for the longest time, been Gambit. one of the originals. But I don't know why. I think just from the animated series, I was just always obsessed with the throwing cards and blowing stuff up. And and then the Juggernaut as well has always been a favorite sort of bad guy. The Juggernaut's just.
Gambit was very like hyper popular for a while, but then he seems to have died down a little bit now. He's not as, because at one point he was kind of rivaling Wolverine for the bad boy. Kind of everybody loved him. It's interesting.
Love the
How
bad
about you,
boys.
GP? Everybody likes a bad boy, don't
Love
they?
the bad boys.
Yeah, well, yeah. Two of my favorites is obviously Wolverine and then Sabretooth. I just love the whole dynamic they had in the animated show and in the comics.
Yeah,
thought it was really good. So yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, I do. I remember reading. Is it Chris Claremont issue where Sabretooth attacks the mansion or something, and Wolverine and him have a fight on the rooftop? I remember reading that in an annual. It was superb. One of the old UK hardback annuals, back in the day.
Back in the day.
How about you, Kev?
Again, it'll probably be Wolverine, but I also like Cable. I think
Cable.
Just its design is ridiculous. I just like how extreme he is.
You like a few pouches, do you? You like a character with pouches?
Pouches, yeah.
Bad feet.
I do like
pouches and bad feet.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
You can't forget the clenching teeth.
Oh yeah, the clenching teeth. Yeah, absolutely. How about you, Ian? Interested in your favourite X-Man and then your favourite to draw?
But see, I like what Kev did there, and it kind of flew under the radar with his extreme.
Yeah, he's clever. Oh, he switched on. Yeah.
I'm going to do show and tell in a minute. Actually, I got two favourites, which I'm glad that nobody's mentioned so far.
Mm-hmm.
Colossus and Nightcrawler.
Yes, yeah. Two of my favourites. And our friend, I don't think he's watching, but Ben, the attention-seeking geek, is a huge Colossus fan. So yeah, one of his favourite characters. Excellent. Good.
There you go. As you mentioned it, and this is nice to draw. This is something I've just finished for somebody, and this is off. I don't know whether you can get that very well. That's
Ephraim.
You drew Ephraim?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's on its way to Hawaii in the next couple of weeks.
Wow.
Nice.
Stunning. Absolutely stunning.
Yeah, and I do like me a bit of Colossus.
Yeah.
Anything as an excuse to draw muscles and shiny shit.
Muscles and shiny shit. Yeah.
You can take that as the quote for the evening.
Okay then, Ian. So put you on the spot.
Okay.
Who's the character that when you get asked for a commission, you kind of go, oh God, not again?
I don't.
You don't. You're happy with them all.
Yeah, pretty much.
Good.
I think the only thing I kind of shy away from a little bit at cons and stuff is if people come and ask for likenesses.
Oh yeah.
Like put me in a judge's suit or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to do it, but I'll always do it as can I take it home and do?
Yeah.
And then I can spend some time and do it properly for you and stuff like that. It's me on a small 6-foot table in the middle of a con that my drawing space is probably on about 2-foot square of it with the rest of the crap on the table. I find likeness is quite hard to do. So as far as character goes, I like drawing anything. Even like the 20 squillion times I've drawn Dread by now.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't get bored. It's a joy every time.
No, so I'm still trying to get it right.
Yeah. Ian, I'm also clocking your very impressive action figures behind you there.
I have to specify because it's always statues.
You just statues.
I'm a statue guy. So because this is a static camera, you can't see so much. So that kind of goes on for that much again. Doubled up behind it, and then right in front of me, I've got a whole bunch of stuff on there as well.
I'm noticing your Bowen collectibles. Captain Marvel there had a lot of the Bowen collectibles back in the day. They are lovely figurines, statues, mini busts. But yeah, very, very nice. Yeah.
Actually, a slightly strange one. that you don't see so much of.
Oh, Doc Samson, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm disappointed they stopped making them, man, because there were some cracking busts came out. But yeah, very cool. Very cool. Lovely. Thank you very much, guys. Just going to quickly jump to the chat, see who we've got. We've got good old StreamYard. Thank you for joining. We've got our friend Fuzzy. Can't stay tonight. We'll catch up later. Thank you very much, Fuzzy. We've got Jack. Jack's just sent us some artwork with a viewer competition later on. So excellent work as ever, Jack. Oh, and we've got the ever delightful Mrs. Von Hoot, who I'm sure will send some images as the night goes on. We've also got good old Sean. Thank you very much for joining, my friend. And Kenneth, nice to see you. We've got the Oracle himself, Andy from Perpetual Comics. Met Ian in, I can't pronounce that.
Enniskillen.
Or it might have been Omaha Comic Fest. Can't remember. Got a very
Omaha. Omaha, not Omaha. Where's he?
Oh, Omaha. That's what
Is he storming the beaches?
Yeah, met him on the beaches.
And I think that Venom a joke. It was Omar, and I think that Venom and the Joker are both in the art book as well.
Ah, right. Very cool.
I'm impressed with my own memory there, to be fair.
Fuck that right up here. Thanks, Andy. Thanks, mate. I thought I got away with it, but obviously not. And Jack is saying Nightcrawler is the GOAT. Absolutely.
Quite
GOAT.
right.
Absolutely. Okay, guys. Excuse me. So, as ever, anybody that's watching at home, please do send. Was that you, GP? Anybody that's watching at home, please do send us in any images to Triple J Comics on Instagram, and I'll add them at the end of the show and we can show them off. As usual, gentlemen, rules of the show: you can use any medium you want. You can use reference material. 5-minute max, but we'll never stick to that. So we'll see how that goes. And it will be the best of 4. Now, Ian, you've drawn a few X-Men in your time.
Yeah, but strangely enough, only drawn one mutant professionally.
Wow.
Right.
It's proper back in the day stuff, that is. Yeah. And that was somebody be pleased to know that was Sabretooth.
Oh wow.
Yeah, nice. I'll have to look for that one.
Yeah, good luck with it. You will not find it.
Right.
No, it literally was Panini. You know the kids' comics that you find for Panini.
Oh, right. Yes. Yeah.
So back sort of early 2000s, they used to do a younger readers thing called Marvel Heroes.
Yeah.
And there was 2 or 3 sort of 6 or 7 page stories in each one. And there's a bunch of us used to have a whale of a time doing it. And they were all original stories. So I got to do a Sabretooth and Luke Cage thing, which was really weird.
All right.
But you did a bunch of stuff.
You're saying that, Ian. I've got some of them all Panini comics.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well done.
We've got 3 or 4 stories in one book, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. And
you'll have to have a GP, see if you've got one.
I'll have to have a look now. Yeah,
then
dig them out.
Then Marvel pulled the plug on doing the original stuff, and it just went into the reprints and stuff.
Reprints, yeah.
Which was a shame.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've probably got more than I have. I have one single issue out of everything I did for that.
Jack's just saying in the comments here that he's got loads. You'll have to have a look. Oh, it'd be really interesting if anyone would find it.
Everybody's making me feel jealous now.
Ian, I looked at these images and I have to say all of them are absolutely phenomenal. But that Starjammers is just out of this world. I mean, no pun intended. It's absolutely breathtaking.
There's a guy who's quite a good acquaintance of mine. After he sent me the first commission on that, he's got a little bit of a theme he does, and he'll take existing covers from another title and swap out the characters and stuff. So, for instance, that Starjammers thing is the cover to Micronauts #1.
Yeah.
And then just swapping all the original characters out. And I've done a whole bunch of like All-Star Squadron stuff and things like that for him and whatever.
Phenomenal, mate. Absolutely phenomenal.
Okay.
Okay, James and Ephraim. I'm just going to move around a little bit. Take it away, gentlemen. You have control. We've got, sorry, just before we do, we've got 20 odd people watching, which is great. Thank you very much, everybody. Please do hit like and subscribe, all that bollocks. And please do make sure you go and check out Ian Richardson's Facebook and Instagram page. Right, gents, you have control.
Righto, Ian, I'd be fairly sure you've never drawn this character. Ephraim, do you want to explain who this is?
Is Armor. Her real name is Hisako Ichiki. Her major powers are psionic, if I'm pronouncing it right, exoskeleton, superhuman strength. She joined the Amazing X-Men in February of 2007. I just really like this character because it's just her. It's not her unit, but just her powers. You know, the psionic exoskeleton. You know, she has superpowers because of this. And she can mimic other mutants too. I've seen her mimic Wolverine with his claws, with her powers. You know, that's a very unique character. And yeah, I wanted to throw you guys a little curve for this first one. You know,
I'll tell you the truth. I've never heard of this character.
Oh, she's great.
I've seen her in a couple of issues in the last few years. I couldn't pinpoint exactly where.
Yeah, she shows up on regular X-Men books on a regular basis. You know, okay. So that was a cool looking character. You know.
Yeah. Right, so we'll start the timer anyway. 5 minutes.
Well, hang on, give her a second to find what reference.
James. This has been up for a minute now. You've had to get some reference,
but I've got to find an image on iPad that I can possibly draw.
No longer, Peter. It's just a reference for me that I know it's been at least 5 minutes. All right, so it's up on the board. There you go. Now, Ian, if you will indulge us while you draw to talk a little bit about your career. Now,
I haven't got anything with next to me. I hadn't realised you guys wanted me to draw as well. Sorry, I was just chatting. I haven't got anything.
All right, no worries. Well, you can be our our guest host.
I'll adjudicate.
Yeah. Right. I know, Ephraim, you're I'm sure with your fascination in the comic book industry, you're probably teeming with questions. So I'll throw it to you for a few minutes.
My first question, I noticed you have a tattoo on your arm. Did you draw that tattoo or did you an artist?
Yeah, well, both.
Okay.
Both are done. So that arm is comic arm.
Nice.
Oh,
wow.
Very good. Yeah, I like that.
Wow. That is excellent.
So that's so I kind of sketched that out and then kind of left my wonderful tattoo artist to kind of draw it properly.
Do you have to tell him to stop? You do it this way or do it that way? Or take over?
No. Do you know the only really weird thing is they wanted to put something in, but they didn't know what it was called, and that was the couple of bits and pieces of Kirby Crackle.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Which I was kind of impressed with as a tattoo artist, and they knew exactly what it was, just no idea what it was called.
Yeah. My other question is, I was noticing your drawings. I was trying to figure out Rico. Is the R stand for Richardson?
Yes. So the whole thing comes from Richardson, and it was just kind of as my other life, if you like, was as a musician. Mm-hmm. And there's a couple of guitar players here in my hometown, and both are named Ian Richardson.
Okay.
So it was literally just a buddy of mine to differentiate between us. To put in his phone book, he literally just put me in as Rico one day, and so friends started calling me that, and it's just far easier signing artwork as Rico than Ian Richardson.
Absolutely.
So it kind of makes me see very interesting.
I must say, I do get commissions from artists, and I do appreciate when an artist this is just a pet peeve. I do appreciate when a writer or an artist writes their name where you can actually read it and it's legible.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can't even read what the heck.
Not just a squiggle. Yeah.
Yes.
You get the whole thing. You guarantee, like for instance, there'll be Facebook art collecting groups.
Yeah.
And at least once a week, there will be somebody pop up, post a picture of a piece of artwork they've got, saying, look, here's the signature. Anybody got an idea who this is by?
Yes.
And there will be 7 different answers. but yes, you know.
Yeah. I do have a question now about your actual artwork. I was going through them and I noticed on some of them, specifically with on the Ant-Man and with Psylocke. For Psylocke, just her sash, it was black and white, just her sash was red. I love the contrast of that. That is excellent. And the Ant-Man, he had like red markings behind his back. And, you know, black and whites are so unique and distinct. And it really, to me, brings out the character. But then when you add a dash of a color, just makes it, you know, excellent work.
It is that one little thing. It's going back to something Peter was saying earlier about kind of like putting that kind of graphic box around things, just to rather than just make it seem like a plain image on a white page. And also because just a little bit of something extra on it, and colors never been my forte. I think because I spent the majority of my working career just in pencil or black line art, I never really got that good at color stuff. So just occasionally putting that little strip of one color in there just to make it pop a little bit and something different.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ian, I'm a big video gamer, and I got quite excited. I saw a little Master Chief at the back of that. So could you tell us a little bit about your involvement with Halo?
Yeah, I did a book for Dark Horse for 6 months called Halo Escalation. So Master Chief is a little bit of a misleader there, because that was the one thing I was kind of gutted about, was to do like 6 months working on Halo, but never got to draw Master Chief.
Oh, really?
So it was all Sarah Palmer and like Blue Team and stuff like Thorn and what have you. But that's fine. That's cool. It's still, you know.
Absolutely. Like, I think Halo has one of the best expanded universes, I think, of any video game franchise, you know. So I think that's a really cool thing to be involved with.
It's been a weird thing. Oh, God, yeah, I loved it, and especially from the point of view of we were doing that book just before 5 came out. So that book, for instance, was the first time we got to see Tanaka anywhere. And we just get like access to this Dropbox folder.
Yeah,
that had like 1,800 images in that I just spend time scrolling through.
Oh, that's incredible.
It was all stuff from 5 before 5 came out.
Yeah, were you like a fan, or how familiar were you with Halo before joining that? Yeah.
So I'd played 1, 2, 3 before that anyway. So yeah, it's kind of little bit of a fanboy moment kind of thing.
That's awesome. Is there any other video game franchises you'd love to do like an adaptation of, or work on a comic book for?
I don't know. See, there's bits and pieces. There's a couple of just commission stuff where I must admit not to being massively familiar, but I enjoy doing the commissions for like Metal Gear Solid stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Solid Snake or something.
That'd be good fun. But like Ephraim might appreciate this about the Halo stuff. We ended up having to run like 2 teams on that at the same time. So it would be 2 separate art teams doing 3 issues worth of work at the same time, just because the approval process was just so long.
I'd imagine so. Yeah, every little minute detail.
Yeah, well,
Bungie team looking at.
Yeah. Well, literally, by the time it was doing that, it had gone to 321 Industries.
Oh, 363. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Microsoft owned it then.
Which it's essentially Microsoft, isn't it? So everything would have to go into Dark Horse for a first round of approvals, and then off to 363 after that, and it's fine, you know.
Yeah,
that's awesome. It's good fun to do. Good fun to do.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. Right, boys, that's been easily more than 5 minutes, so pencils down.
Just a second.
No, just Peter, you know how this works. When you do that, it means you go first. So let's have a look, see what you got.
Fuck off. I'm embarrassed, but
that's pretty good. That's not bad at all. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's pretty good, Peter. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
See, I wasn't even expecting colour then.
There you go. Yeah, exactly.
The colour masks the shit pencil with.
James.
Oh, James.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Liking the white line work.
Love that.
I don't like this character. I don't know who that is, but I don't like them.
GP.
I was just starting to do the armor around it. So.
Very
Looks
good.
better from a distance.
That's it. So once we got the armor done, I think.
So do you, GP.
So
I know.
James, she is called Armor. Okay,
Armor.
so yeah, Armor. Yeah. So
Yeah.
With the U, Armor.
And then Kev.
Oh,
nice.
Very
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
like that.
Awesome.
Go on.
See, it's those talented Birmingham boys, isn't it?
Kev,
That's what it is.
is.
That's what
You're on
it
mute,
is.
Kev.
Very cool, Kev. Right, we'll show them up for the shot. Very cool, guys.
Click. There we
Good
go.
stuff. Good
Very
stuff.
good.
Ian, which of those do you think's the best? Bearing in mind you're on my show.
Now, art's very subjective. It's not about best.
I know which
So
one's
that's
the
mine.
worst
Smart,
anyway.
smart answers.
See, they've all got different things to it. I really like
Different
Kev's,
qualities.
to be fair. I really like Kev's. But
You're on
You're
mute,
muted,
Kevin.
Kev.
I am a freelance illustrator, so
well, yeah,
I kind of got an advantage.
but then see, I like GP's figure work and
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
and the fact that
Thank you very
James
much.
was and the fact that James was bothered to put like a cameo shot into the trading card thing, and then Peter goes and does all the color work on it. You see, everybody's got something.
Everybody's got some.
If only we could merge all our talents into one individual being. You know?
We'd be unstoppable, James. We'd be unstoppable.
We would.
Just next time, we'll four of you meet up and do it in the room together.
Yeah.
We can all just do a different part.
Yeah, we'll draw.
Just a quick hello to Rob. Thank you very much for stopping by, Rob. Going to chat a little bit about Comics Curing Cancer at the end of the show, mate. But thank you very much for stopping by. Okay, what we got next, chaps?
Right, you know we like to give you a little bit of options sometimes. So this one's open for you. Favorite villain. So you can go for a Magneto, Mr. Sinister. You know, you got the Sentinels, Juggernaut, Sabretooth.
Yes, see, I do like Mr. Sinister.
That's your favorite one, Ian, is it?
Probably, yeah. Maybe with Apocalypse as a close second.
Apocalypse is
Yeah, I
the one,
love Apocalypse.
I like an Al Mojo. He's good.
I like Apocalypse, but he's just always so sad looking with that sort of blue line on his face. He just always looks so sad. I'm like, cheer up.
I'm interested now. I think like when Marvel, the MCU gets around to X-Men, Mr. Sinister seems like the next one up that they're going to do. So look forward to that.
It does seem kind of obvious. I know they kind of touched on him briefly with the Essex Corporation stuff. Proper full on Mr. Sinister in the suit and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. That'll be good. Yeah. Right, lads, 5 minutes starting.
We're there.
Righto. Next topic. Oh, I'm on the wrong click up here. I clicked on yours. There we go. So Efren, I sent you this to watch. This came out a couple of weeks ago. It's a Scooby-Doo like fan film, stop motion one. This like 20-year-old guy made this on his own. And it sparked a bit of controversy, and I think it's opened up like a quite interesting debate. So basically, it's like a Five Nights at Freddy's kind of crossover thing. Really authentic, like really incredibly produced. Feels very authentic. Feels like an actual Scooby-Doo episode from the 60s. Really impressive. But the filmmaker used AI voices for some of the characters.
Yeah,
right.
So Daphne is Grey Delisle. That's that plays Daphne currently. He used an AI voice for her, and she kind of went on a rampage about it. And I completely understand why she's upset. Like, but she's said some kind of questionable things about this, and she tried to like blacklist the guy. Said like, I'm gonna make sure none of my voice actor friends are ever gonna work for you, and just kind of talked shit about him the whole time. And I think I'd understand if it's a like a company that does this, I think that's absolutely terrible. But like, as a fan film, there should be a little bit of leeway, I feel. But Efren, what did you think about the short itself, and then what you think about
When you sent me the link, I watched it first and I was like, wait a minute, is this, you said it was AI, but I was like, whoa, man, it was so realistic. I couldn't tell who were the real voice actors and who was the AI. And then at the end, I read his disclaimer saying who was who. But I was like, wow, this is really well done. And he's only a 20-year-old kid, basically. Who did. I don't think he did this to make a profit off anybody, you know. Just
I mean, he can't. He literally can't because he doesn't own Scooby-Doo, so he can't make money off of it. You know, it's
I just wanted, you know, it's amazing, you know, what this younger generation can do sometimes, you know, that I was like, what the heck, how do you do this? But I agree, you know, this is not like a major corporation or film or company doing this. It's just one individual. And people do stuff like this all the time. I mean, maybe not through AI, but, you know, use other, you know, from other shows. But this is well done. The music was on spot. They had a little bit of, you know, people laughing in the background.
The laugh track.
I mean, so I was like, wow, man, it was just amazing, you know, what you can do now, you know, and it's just going to get better, the technology, you know, somebody, you know, this kid, you know, maybe in a year from now, these characters will look a lot more realistic too, you know, when he's getting better and better, you know, it's amazing.
I guess it leads you into the question, but about AI, doesn't it? In AI, you know, everything, artwork, the full shebang. It's a little bit worrying, isn't it?
Well, that's why I was actually very curious, Ian, on your opinion on this. Like, because I know I've done this myself. Like, there's kind of AI image generators where you could type in, and I just did it like out of curiosity one day. The Last of Us, Peach Momoko, and it came up, and it was a lot like it looked like a Last of Us picture that Peach Momoko drew. What's your kind of thoughts on that? Is that something that's kind of, you know, as a professional, is that something that worries you going down the road? No,
not a fan at all. And mostly from the point of view of, I mean, like, you guys have raised a very good point and stuff, and like this Scooby-Doo piece, when it's non-profit, it's kind of hard to find a fault in that. Whereas as a for instance, I've had to go and do it. Had to go and consciously remove my artwork from AI generators,
really,
because it just, as far as an artwork point of view goes, and I by far, I'm no expert on whatever, but as a general description from an artwork point of view, say something like Midjourney, it does a thing that's called scraping, and it would literally, as you say, you did the Peach Momoko thing. It will then go and find every piece of Peach Momoko artwork it can find online and do this thing called a scrape and composite the whole kind of style of that with no permission and nothing like that. You know, you don't have the opportunity, or the you're not asked if you want to opt into these things. It just takes it anyway. You actively have to go the other way around and remove your stuff. Forgive me for not knowing the full website address, but there is a website you can consciously go to. And it's your time and effort then as well that you have to go through and find all your stuff and remove permissions for it. I think the thing that I object to more than anything else is the lack of permission.
How do they get around copyright then, Ian? Because surely your artwork belongs to you.
Yeah, that's the thing at the moment. There's been a recent US legal case that says, and it's word of the law stuff here again, which is how people can kind of circumvent it. AI art in and of itself can't be copyrighted because it isn't an original piece.
Yeah.
But if somebody generates an AI piece of artwork and then modifies it themselves, it becomes then, it's not just AI generated. So, but, you know, literally all you'd have to do is take that AI image and put 2 dots on it and say, I modified that. I did that piece of artwork.
Yeah.
It's scary. And, you know, the whole permission thing like that is sort of what Grey Delisle was most upset, but she said like you stole my voice. Now, like to be fair, my perspective on this is as a a content creator. I'm kind of looking at it from the guy's perspective, where I kind of wouldn't really see what I was doing as particularly bad when it's just sort of a for fun kind of thing.
I think from what you said, she probably went to the nth degree. Of kind of it, and if you'd have reached out and said to the guy, look, I don't think you should really do this. You didn't ask for my permission. You kind of generated that off my voice. I would appreciate it if you'd remove that, replace it. Job done.
Yeah. Well, I believe he is going and redubbing it now because they had a conversation together and he apologized. But she sort of still like doubled down on what she was kind of saying. So it's a whole mess. Like it's unfortunate.
It is. It's really difficult that. I mean, from an artwork point of view, there's a sort of a dialogue that goes on between artists and sort of the tech guy end of the spectrum, if you like. The kind of artist argument is, look, I've spent years learning how to do this. There's craft in what I do, and you're calling yourself an artist just by putting a few lines of text in. And taking away from what I do, and I think the problem at the moment is neither side of the argument is appreciating the opposing view, and it's getting a bit sort of fractious, and one accusing one of one thing, and then it goes backwards and forwards and whatever. There are a few bits and pieces. I know there's a couple of kind of comic artists that are using it, but just like I said, to kind of generate something in the first place and then modify it to whatever you want. I certainly don't think you could make a good comic out of it.
Yeah, it's like it's funny. I think AI is kind of the big breakthrough of our time at the moment, and
absolutely.
It's scary to see where that's going to be in I think in 10 years time we're going to look back and think, Jesus, we wouldn't have even imagined that you could do this. And I think every day we're sort of seeing that,
I think the thing is it's potentially a real good thing, and the problem is not with the technology itself, it's with the people that are using the technology. It's like the debate. I don't know whether you were aware, and I won't say because I'm not exactly sure which film studio it is, but at the start of the SAG-AFTRA strikes and what have you, one of the things they were arguing about is one of the major studios were offering what do you want to call them? Extras for want of a better description. They were offering them 1 day pay, just 1 day pay, to have their whole body digitally scanned for that studio to use whenever they wanted to, wherever they wanted to, for the rest of time. For 1 day's pay. And then that doesn't necessarily, that's not the problem with the technology. That's the problem with the people using that technology.
Absolutely.
Have you seen the recent Flash movie, Ian?
I have.
Because there's an interesting thing in that. Do you know where they do the god-awful CGI bit in the middle?
Yes.
And there's an image of all the different kind of characters and stuff. And there's an image of Jay Garrick from The Flash.
Yes.
And it's the spitting double of the guy who plays Jay Garrick on the TV show.
Much is, isn't it?
Yeah. And then he's basically come out and said, not me, never filmed it, don't know where, and it was computer generated. So they've literally pulled that image, which just happens to be identical to him, and stuck it in a major Hollywood movie.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
didn't even tell him. Like,
no, it goes to the permissions thing again, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right, guys, your 15 minutes is up. So
let's
see what we got, man.
Nice. Let's go. We'll go backwards this time and start with Kev.
Remember to switch up. I got a Sentinel. There's a
Kev, man.
Wolverine. getting ready to fight him.
Awesome.
And you did all that in 5 minutes? Wow, man.
Yeah.
I think it might have been a long 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I've gone chibi again. I'll try to put some color on it.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
I like that.
Nice.
Nice.
Weirdly enough, that was exactly the Sabretooth costume I got to draw.
Yeah, oh, nice.
Very cool.
It's the best one.
James?
Hi. So, Juggernaut, obviously, I said it was one of my favorite films. I did Juggernaut, but I also do have a soft spot for X-Men The Last Stand. So this is Finney Jones from Juggernaut.
And the Juggernaut pitch. Very cool.
I think
Very
Finney
cool.
Jones wishes he looked that good.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's got lipstick, but he does.
Well, what some of you may not know is I actually appear in the X-Men, so I've gone for my spirit animal.
Oh, hey, that's good.
It's actually very good, Joe. Well done.
Pete, that's just a photograph, Pete. What are you doing?
Hey, boys, hold on.
Well,
Click. There you go.
very cool. Very cool. Just before we move on, we've got a few questions. Let's have a look.
I'm lacking tonight.
Jack would have liked to see Ian draw armor then. Yeah, I'm sure Ian would do an amazing job of armor.
That's a lack of planning and awareness on my behalf.
No problem at all. We've got Andy saying, James suggesting anyone should cheer up. It's the content I was hoping for. How dare you, Andy? He's a ray of sunshine, aren't you, James? And we've got just Dino. Thank you very much for joining, Dino. Always appreciate seeing you. Serious question here. Can I ask where Ian is from? He sounds like a fellow Midlander.
He certainly is, Dino.
Not apologising. Great bar in Birmingham, yeah.
Yeah, very cool. We've got 23 people watching, guys. This is fantastic. Please do hit that like, subscribe, and check out everybody's content. We've got Phil. Phil, sorry couldn't join tonight, but I thought I'd save your eyes. Phil is a very talented artist. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. And we've got Dr. Von Hoot. Hoot, hoot.
Hoot, hoot.
Hope you're well, my friend. Okay, James, Efren, take it away.
Right. Efren, this is another one of your picks. Character I do know.
Really? Wow. Okay, so I really
What's Sam?
there was a time when the X-Men supposedly died, and then Professor X had to go for a new team, and he brought in basically all these youngsters, and they were called the New Mutants. I was really enthralled with this group when they first came out, because to me they were like the second generation or third generation of, they were going to be groomed to become X-Men. And one of the founding members is Cannonball, whose real name is Samuel Guthrie. His major powers are energy, field, propulsion, and invulnerability when he uses his powers. And there was a time when they said he was an immortal, that he would never die. I never knew what happened with that storyline, if it was just squashed. But
Just went away, Efren.
yeah, I just really loved his powers, and he has improved it throughout the years, obviously. And these pictures that James picked are like the recent iteration of Cannonball, so that's who my character is. James,
Man,
you
one of
never
my favorite characters.
James, you
Jennifer?
never heard of Cannonball at all?
Joe, I learned about this character from an action figure, because there was like a
Okay.
bit of a controversy around the Marvel Legends
Yeah,
where
yeah.
they didn't give you his bottom half, they just gave you the exploding effect.
I was gonna say, I've got a cannonball right there.
Look,
Nice.
There you go. Great Caputo.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, I always
Literally
liked
just thinking about that kind of 90s X-Force.
I thought he was a cool character, and I just like his name, Cannonball.
Yeah,
He's got brothers and sisters that are mutants too. So
Yeah,
runs in the
big
family.
one. So
Yeah.
in the recent spoilers for anybody, I don't know if anybody's reading the current X-Men run, but he's just been killed in the current X-Men run.
Oh my God! Thanks for reading it for
Well,
me.
thanks for ruining it.
I
Yeah,
was
I haven't read it yet.
Oh,
Bastard.
man.
Can I
War
just
Machine
draw?
killed him in this issue.
Can I just
Yes,
draw a
War
gravestone?
Machine.
Can I do that?
Thanks, Peter. Jesus.
You'll get better. Don't worry, mate. You'll get better. You know what the X-Men are like.
Right. On to the next topic. Ian, you mentioned the SAG-AFTRA strikes a few minutes ago, and this topic involves that. So the video game industry is getting involved. So the actors, those actors have been, it's something like they have to get approved to go on strike from SAG-AFTRA, so they've gotten approval. So video voice actors and performance artists are going to be going on strike as well.
Wow.
So the development of this is quite different. Films, a lot of the kind of voice work and stuff is done very early on, often actors then giving away that a game is in development. So Kevin Conroy famously said like 2 years before it was announced that another Arkham game was happening. So I don't think this is going to affect any games really in the next year or so. Like, it's potentially stuff that's not even been announced yet that, you know, in 3, 4, or 5 years time will be affected by this.
So you say
Any thoughts,
they
Efren?
are going on strike, right, James?
Yes, they are. Yeah, video game voice actors.
Wow. So that's going to really stop Hollywood from producing anything for a while, man. I mean, it's already the strike that's ongoing. I mean, it's probably
Months now.
delayed.
Is it? How long have the actors been involved in it? 'Cause for the writers, it's been a few months now.
Few months. I think the artist, it's been over a month, and that's really, you know, put a stop on things here in the United States. And I think it's going to delay any new movies or TV shows for at least a half a year or close to it if it's coming up.
Yeah.
So what about the video games though? It just started, the strike for the video game.
They haven't started yet. They've gotten approval, so it will be in the next couple of weeks, I would imagine. Now, because you can't film something without actors, but video games, there's a lot of elements to that. There's like coding and
I was just
art
wondering
design
about
and stuff.
that.
So I'm sure they can just kind of focus on the other stuff while the actors can't be involved. So like I don't know if the delays will be that extensive, but there are like certain projects in development, like Grand Theft Auto 6, for example. Just the sheer amount of dialogue in those games, like I would imagine the kind of the cutscenes and the main characters kind of dialogue is done at this stage, but you'd have like in-game radio stations, pedestrian dialogue, that kind of stuff is probably still to be done. So that might push them, but like no games are stopping development completely. You know, there is other elements that they can kind of focus on while this is happening.
I was going to say, I'd wonder how that would affect, like, say, some of the mocap actors as well.
Yeah, well, you have like your Nova Norths and Troy Bakers and stuff.
Yeah.
But they can kind of just go about do their convention appearances, I guess. While this is happening to keep their income going. But yeah, like I said, like mocap is done very early on, so it would be games that are coming out in 3 years' time, probably that would be affected rather than anything in the next couple of years. Like I wouldn't think this would even affect anything that's actually been announced at this stage.
James, I had a question. So these voice actors for video games, how do they get paid? Like every time a game is sold, they get paid, or is just like they just get paid like one amount and then that's it?
I'd imagine it's just one amount. And then you would have things like you'd be brought back for downloadable content if there's like expansion packs.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. But you have just
I wonder whether I guess it would depend on kind of, if you're talking about like the Troy Bakers and stuff of this world and things like that, I wonder whether there'd be like the occasional small residual involved as well.
Yeah, possible. But then they, in turn, they make so much money off of like going and doing signings because of these franchises that they're in as well.
Trust me, I know how much some of these guys get.
It's just insane. Like having queued up for some of them, it's quite a lot of and they all have their like little side projects. Like I'm really annoyed that the actress that plays Ellie in The Last of Us in the games is involved with this thing that I don't care about. It's called Critical Role. It's like a Dungeons and Dragons
D&D thing.
Don't give a balls about it. But I can't get an autograph ticket for her because all the Critical Role fans are going and getting their stuff. Like all the stuff sells out immediately. So just kind of funny. But this it's interesting. It's nice to like to have a bit of solidarity. But like I'm curious how much of an impact this will have on some games. Release dates.
I think especially from kind of how you pointed out, like the long gestation period there is to make the game from start to finish these days. Then
shouldn't be. We'll see anyway. But not going to affect anything for the next couple of years at least.
No,
guys, that's been 5 minutes.
It doesn't.
It absolutely has.
I would check that timer again. I would check 5.5 one more time.
It's just we just have dead space right now because we're waiting for Peter.
Yeah, we'll all just freeze.
Well,
just looking at our heads. All right, well, Peter goes first then because he didn't.
And this
see
is
that.
also where I confess to sucking at drawing things in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You're
You're
muted,
muted, Peter.
Peter.
So you don't hear his pencil.
Hey, that's
Oh,
good.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's great, man.
Yeah.
Love
Nice.
it. Very good.
That's not bad, is it?
No, it's
Oh,
very
look at
good.
him, man.
Very good.
Well done.
Grimace.
I'm not even saying that to be nice. Like it
Pilot's awesome.
genuinely is. Yeah. James.
See,
that's
that's clever.
Dig it.
That's clever.
See, I'm a
That's-
smart
That's
man.
comic art smarts, that is.
Yeah.
Good. Awesome.
Very good. GP.
Very good. Finish his hands.
Okay.
nice.
Oh, very
Very
good.
nice.
I like that, GP.
I like it.
I like that, mate.
Now I'm going to go. GP's done
Sweat going
4
into my eyes.
Yeah.
Such big
It's a
and
high
warm.
pressure environment.
There's,
Isn't it?
there's foreshortening involved in GP's version there.
Perspectives and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Very good.
Kev knocks it off.
I need that. Kev, that's tremendous.
Why do you keep inviting them?
Very,
Right, guys,
very
hold
cool.
them up.
Oh, hang on.
You can take it there. Yep.
I was adding Sky.
Oh, well, GP's gone.
Good stuff.
There you go.
I like that one, Efren. One of my favorite characters.
Yeah. Somebody doesn't believe that you're drawing these, Peter says.
How dare you, Phil? Phil, it's called improvement, mate. I'm getting better.
What's
If
your
Phil ever,
other one?
if Phil ever showed up, he would improve. But he's
Yeah.
Too embarrassed.
I mean, you can't beat Thorn a Dinosaur, which we did a while ago.
Oh, hey, the first time
I'm going to have to nip off. I've got a little bit of family emergency. Give us 2 minutes.
No
yeah, of course, man.
problem,
No.
the very first time I did LFCC at Olympia, I got asked to draw Aquaman riding a panda.
Panda,
A panda.
that well-known aquatic animal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know.
Why not?
that sounds just a little bit too specialist. I would ask questions.
Where was he riding the panda, the sea or the jungle?
We didn't get that far. It was literally just Aquaman and the panda. There was no background specified for it. So,
Yeah.
the people that came to collect it were almost as interesting as the Aquaman riding the panda.
Very cool.
I can go into details if you like, but or we can save it for another day.
By all means, go into detail.
It was a very, very nice couple, husband and wife. Came to the con on the Friday. They went through. They got a whole bag full of sketch covers and stuff, and they were going through having a conversation between themselves. And blah blah blah. Found this one, having this conversation that goes, "Well, we haven't had Aquaman riding a panda yet."
Yeah.
I'm an innocent participant in this. I'm just sitting there listening. Can we do this? Yeah, that's fine. I'll do that. Happy to do that. When do you want to pick it up? We're here all next weekend. Can we come and pick it up Saturday morning? So they came Saturday morning. I saw her first. No, trust me, it wasn't yours. I saw her first, dressed in the leather Harley Quinn outfit from the Arkham games.
Okay.
Nice.
I should impress they were in normal clothes on Friday. This is now Saturday. In her hand was a chain, which went to the collar that was around his neck, and he was dressed as Slave Leia.
Oh God!
That took a left turn there. I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, and he was a very hairy boy.
Wow.
Well,
Interesting.
welcome to
You
my
mean
world.
Speaking of the devil, there he is. There's Fuzzy.
Speaking of the devil, yeah. Nice to see you, Fuzzy. Nice to see you. Good stuff. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. I mean, I think most of the guys on screen have done a lot of cons now. Efren, bless him, has been going to San Diego for about 300 years or something. So I think, you know, you do see some interesting characters, don't you? So,
yeah, very much so. It's all good.
Yeah.
Fun. I've been
absolutely
very lucky to have done San Diego. I can't remember, it's either 6 or 7 times.
Yeah, it's my dream.
Love
my
the
dream.
city.
Efren's going to put all up in his house, and we're going to stay in there, right, Efren?
Yeah. Does
Oh, you guys,
does Efren know this?
No, he does now. He does now.
They're just gonna show up, you know, or show up at my front door.
He's also getting us the tickets because we're
Yeah.
pretend we're on a panel with him. So
Yeah. Right, chaps. What's next?
We're gonna wait for GP or just
I'm
there you
here.
go.
there you go, right on.
There you go.
Smack on
So
time.
my granddad's a 97-year-old. He lives across the road. My mum wanted us to check on him. So
All right.
I
If
assume he's
you've got to
okay,
go, mate.
considering
If you've
he
got to
came
go,
back.
don't worry about it.
no, it's just to make sure he was all right. She couldn't get in touch. So
Okay.
crisis diverted anyway.
Good stuff.
Right. So next up, I'm trying controls. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna end on a classic, obviously.
Oh, God.
The Wolverine needs no introduction. So I'll give you a minute to get your stuff together. Everybody ready?
Yep.
5 minutes. There we go. This probably going a bit longer.
There you go. I'll kind of join in if you like a little bit. That's also heading off to Hawaii as well.
Ooh.
And it's
Let me
so I
make you
kind
do
of
it.
have done
Let's see.
it.
Wow, man, that's incredible.
There's a John Byrne commission that's very, very similar to this, that the guy had asked for kind of like my version of it. So it's kind of the same but different.
That's stunning.
Now, Ian, what you should have done is you should have pretended you were going to draw something and just do that. Then show it.
I literally missed the trick there, didn't I?
Yes.
Oh, I found my pen. I found my pen and pencil.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Very good.
But yeah, I've literally dug that out because I thought it was extremely like
Nice.
Great looking.
Ian, just out of interest. Sorry, James. Just before we start, just out of interest, what kind of a time span are you talking about for commissions? If someone wanted a commission from you,
at the moment now, it's probably 3 months before I can start something. It's working just right now that I'm just coming into a
just in time for Christmas.
Funny that. I just I'm not as stupidly busy with regular work that I have been just lately, so I've got time to fit a few more commissions in, which will probably please people that are on that list and waiting.
Yeah.
I had another question for Ian. I know this is way down the line, but if you ever go to San Diego again, send me a message, please, because I'm going to go to your booth and definitely get a commission for you. You know, that's awesome.
Please,
if you ever do, let me know.
It's my next to do. I've tried to do a few less cons and stuff over here this year, mainly so I can focus and think about like New York and San Diego again, because it's been.
Well, I'm following you now on Instagram, so I'll keep an eye on you too if you're in San Diego. You know, I will definitely come and say hi. You know?
Please do.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right, we have a couple of topics of discussion. We had some very sad news in the last week. Guys, Arlene Sorkin, who is the original voice of Harley Quinn in Batman the Animated Series, sadly passed away at the age of 67. I think it shouldn't be kind of looked over, the impact that she's had on comics, like particularly for DC. You know, currently every mannerism and kind of iconic part of Harley Quinn all stems back to her, and she kind of served as the inspiration of the character. And it's very sad. Someone I always wanted to meet. Very sad, you know, and it's gone way too soon, I think, as well.
Well, isn't it? Because I think you hit the nail on the head with this kind of how important it was, because wasn't the character just supposed to be generic Joker henchman?
Literally a one-off, like two shots, no lines in an episode, and then like I think she was Bruce Timm or Paul Dini's friend, and she was on Days of Our Lives, and there was like a dream sequence episode where she's dressed up as a Harlequin, and she has like if you look at it, like it's they clearly took some of the design of that and used it for Quinn. Just a terrible loss. It's really just sad. So. We're losing a lot of the great ones, I think, lately with Kevin Conroy last year.
It has been a bit of a sort of 12 to 18 months, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, well, just even especially so many comic book legends going as well. Kind of lately, it's been terrible. Efren, I take it you're a big Batman the Animated Series fan.
Yeah, I think if it wasn't for the voice of this actress, I mean, she was as popular as the drawing of Harley Quinn too. I think they went hand in hand. Just what made her popularity just explode. And it's sad when somebody especially an artist, that we know and, for decades now, has passed away. It's unfortunate. We've been losing a lot recently, and the voice of Batman passed away recently.
Kevin Conroy,
Conroy passed away recently too, so it's unfortunate.
We also had today, I don't have a slide for this, the lead singer of Smash Mouth.
Yeah.
I just say so, yeah.
Shocking that like.
Yeah, he was in hospice care. I read they were talking about it yesterday. I was listening to the radio, and I didn't
even see that. Yeah, it was just kind of out of nowhere for me. But yeah, like that the Shrek song. There's so many good songs. I know a lot of people kind of make fun of like that band, but I think there's some really amazing songs in there. So it's
definitely
very sad. At the 50s he was in, so it's terrible. Pierre, you sound like you were going to say something there.
I was going to say something, and then I thought I'm going to steal your thunder because I don't know if you're going to talk about it later on about Ian, because I think you're a musician. Ian, are you not?
Guilty.
Yeah. So, do you what do you sing or do you play or?
No, I'm a guitarist.
Very cool. Very cool. I've never done an instrument. I've never managed to get myself into an instrument.
Banjo. I want to learn to play banjo.
Banjo. Yeah, banjo is
a mate of mine is buying a banjo at the moment.
I highly recommend a triangle.
I just play spoons.
Cowbell. More cowbell. Yeah. I could probably sing cowbell.
Good one. Used to be sort of regular gigging musician up until the last few years, and gave it a break for a little while, and trying my damnedest to write enough material to put an album out.
Oh wow!
At the moment, so
have any songs on are you on Spotify or anything like that?
No, literally they're all with me and the other people that are going to record with me at the moment.
Okay. I look forward to hearing
that. Haven't got round to sharing anything.
Very good. Very nice. We do have one more topic, Efren. This is something you want to talk about.
Yeah, I was watching one of the past videos on the artwork. I wasn't on, but you guys were talking about Netflix, how they stopped sharing. You have to be in the same household, and Disney is following suit also. I heard starting next year, if you don't. If you're not in the same household, you're not going to be able to share your account for their Disney Plus. So I think because Netflix, I heard they got a lot of new subscribers because of that. I'm sure Disney's thinking, wait a minute, we're going to do it too.
That's the unfortunate thing is like and I remember Amazon. I think Disney did as well, and some other streaming services all kind of like pointed fingers and laughed at Netflix for that.
Yeah.
Said, oh, you could password share on ours though. But it worked, and their subscribers like shot up because I hadn't anticipated that so many people would just go and get it themselves. Then like I thought there'd be a lot of resentment for it, but I guess not. And we're gonna see all the others following suit now. So
but I'm curious to see if Disney's gonna get. I'm sure some people will subscribe, but to me, Netflix they can do a video, they can do shows on basically anything. Disney is kind of pigeon, they just can't expand too much, in my opinion. We got Marvel, we got Star Wars, we got the Disney shows, all their characters. But besides that, I'm not sure about what kind of new content they can do compared to Netflix.
Yeah, they've got a lot mind different because they've got the I can't remember what it's called. Is it Star or something? all the
All the
different.
Hulu, you have
Hulu
Hulu,
stuff and-
and we don't have that, so we have that on Disney Plus instead.
Okay.
So all the Hulu stuff, anything that Fox made, so like Prey, for example, was a Disney Plus movie for us.
Gotcha.
But like Disney, it's interesting because like Netflix had a monopoly on streaming for so long, and their subscribers, I think the other year was the first time their subscribers actually went down, whereas Disney Plus has only been out for 2 years, and their subscribers have already started going down. But they need to pump. Like the only reason I'm subscribed to any of these is because it's just convenient. You know, like I could very easily sign off for 3 months. I rarely use Netflix, but I still pay for it every month. You know, so
Yeah,
like,
I have Netflix too.
and
I have Netflix and Disney Plus, and that's it. You know,
oh man, I have so many.
Do you guys have? Did you say you guys have Hulu or you don't have Hulu?
We don't have Hulu, so Hulu stuff comes out on Disney Plus here.
Oh, okay, all right, that's cool.
Yeah, but I have Amazon. I had Shudder for a while. Literally never used it once. For like a year, the horror one, yeah. For like a year, I had it. I never used it. A couple others in there as well. Yeah, so I don't know. Shit, it's bad news. It's unfortunate here. Yeah, guys, you've had more than 5 minutes, I believe. So let's take a look, see what you got. We'll start with James. We'll go with you first.
I panicked. I forgot what Wolverine looked like. So he's hiding behind his claws.
Just like that. Really.
It's criminal.
That's very good, James.
Thanks.
Peter.
That means a lot.
Well, I feel that this has probably been my best show artistically for a long time, and I think I've gotten far too cocky, so I've made an absolute balls up with this one. I mean, he's got like a Jeremy Beadle hand going on. I don't know what's going on with that.
It's not terrible.
He's got like a little wizened hand. He looks like he's taking a dump, doesn't he?
So what you actually did is made it harder for yourself by going with the mask off.
Yeah.
So you've got to draw the rest of the face then.
100%.
Yeah, not good.
Kev.
Oh, Kev.
Oh my god! What the hell, man?
Oh, it's even like speech balloons and sound effects as well. What more can you say?
That is
10 out of 10, man. That's fantastic.
Phenomenal.
And GP.
Yeah, do it with the mask on.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh,
Very
nice.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Yeah,
You.
very cool.
Awesome. Nice. That's everybody.
Anybody reading the recent Wolverine run where he's now become Helverine, crossed over with Ghost Rider?
No.
Yeah,
No.
it's interesting.
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you want me to hold
Shows your image, James.
Click. There's a wide
Good stuff.
variety of quality there.
Questionable quality there.
I'm not sure what you mean by that, Mr. Keegan.
Did you want me to show mine? No.
No. Very cool. Right, chaps. Is that the last round, James?
Yep.
That's it.
Good stuff. So we'll just jump to the comments, guys. If you now got the opportunity to tell us what to draw, we're going to let Ian pick from the comments. So last round is the viewer's choice. So stick in the comments, please, what you'd like to see the guys draw. Just going to quickly jump to the comments. Phil is saying UK
Ukulele.
Oh, ukuleles. I thought we were talking about fire sticks and things still. Andy, fire sticks, lads. Phil, sure just looks like two Batman kissing side on. You've seen that meme? Yeah, I have, mate.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
Peter went very Frank Miller. Well, Frank Miller these days, maybe. But did you see? Sorry, but did you see his recent Wolverine #1?
Yeah, it was
shocking.
Yeah.
Wow.
But he's old.
He is.
He's old.
Picking on that elderly there, Pete.
Yeah. Jack. Phil, step in, bud, and show them how it's done. Phil's artist extraordinaire. Jack is saying Nightcrawler for to draw. So yeah, a Nightcrawler would be an interesting one. Anybody else got any suggestions? I will go with Nightcrawler. Yeah, it's warm in here. Anybody else sweating?
It's hot.
No, I'm fine over here, but just thanks for asking.
Oh, bollocks, Efren. Bollocks. Efren's always telling me how hot it is.
Ephraim, what's the weather like? Because it's on the news. What's going on over there? Like hurricane?
Well, I live in. I don't live in the city of National City. I live in a county. I live in of San Diego. Sorry, I live in National City, which is near the ocean. So it's always about right now. It's like for me, it's like in about the low 70s. Nice day to day. So just enjoying the weather here.
Have you lads started drawing Nightcrawler?
No.
I'm starting.
No.
We've got Nightcrawler or Beak. Ian, who would you rather see you would draw?
Let's say Beak, so that they can use their things.
Oh shit! I was going to say Dazzler.
Dazzler.
I like Kitty Pryde myself. I always liked her phasing abilities.
Yeah,
Kitty Pryde's
cool. Females.
Yeah.
JP doesn't do females. Let's go with the females. So, Ian, you're the final decision made. Which one do you want to go with?
Come on, then. Let's have a Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler.
All right, Nightcrawler it is.
Nightcrawler.
Right.
Guys, you know what's happening with Nightcrawler right now? He's becoming the amazing. What's it? I forgot. He's becoming like a Spider-Man.
Spider-Man,
that kind of Spider-Man thing going on.
I don't know how that's gonna go. But I said, okay, guys.
Haven't read an X-Men book in years, so I don't know what's going on at the moment.
You and me both. It's probably
what? Well, according to Peter, they all died. Thanks, Peter, for that.
If they're comic book dad, it's give it 2 months.
Yeah.
But I was just going to say, so like Peter said, everybody was dying, but kind of weren't they all able to resurrect themselves on?
Well, I heard they're getting rid of that too.
So that's gone. So this is basically the reboot of X-Men. I think ready for them coming into the MCU. So we've gone back to having very few X-Men in the X-Men universe. They're feared and hated by everybody. Back to classic X-Men, basically. But they bumped off an awful lot of them during the recent Hellfire saga thing.
Right.
So they're not. I know they brought back Ms. Marvel. So they brought her back before they got rid of their capabilities of.
She died, and then she got.
They
better.
brought her back before they killed her, didn't they?
They killed her, then they brought her back the week later as a mutant.
Yeah.
So, but Cannonball and all those other characters, they're not going to be able to come back then because they.
No idea. A lot of them died in the one issue. Wow. Jean Grey again. Again. Dazzler, I think she died. There was a lot of them. A lot of them bit the dust, but it's X-Men, so it's bollocks, isn't it?
I know.
Is that a technical description?
Yeah, that's the. In fact, that's what it said in the solicitation for the book. I think X-Men.
Oh,
bollocks,
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
X-Men. What do you expect?
Right. Usually for the last round, guys, we go around and see what is everybody up to at the moment. Ian, are you working on anything at the moment? You want to kind of give a little
yes. What am I doing at the moment? I'm in the middle of finishing off a book called First Men on Mars. That's a bit of a UK's creative who's who and stuff on it. So I'm doing stuff on it. Gary Erskine's on it. Lee Carter's on it. Stas Johnson's been doing some covers. Forgive me for Annie Parkhouse is doing letters. John Paul Bove is doing colours and stuff like that. So doing that at the moment. Not just started, but I'm a little way into a kind of horror western thing.
Ooh, all right.
That I wasn't going to say too much stuff while we were talking about Disney, because the mouse has been sniffing around it a little bit.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
So, we all love Disney. Disney's brilliant.
Yeah, Disney. Yeah, oh god,
never have a bad
Disney. Oh.
Yes,
so we're just seeing how that's going to go at the moment.
Amazing. I hope
but it's kind of like cowboys, angels, demons, and 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
I love the sound of that. Yeah, Western horror is a really great genre. I'm a big fan of Red Dead Redemption, and they did like an Undead Nightmare. I love that. With the horsemen, 4 horses were in that as well.
It's weird because from out of nowhere, it's like the second sort of horror Western thing I've done in the last 18 months. I've just done a shortish story for Western vampire thing with Jay Faber writing it, who I used to do Noble Cause Image with, and then he went on to be Supergirl showrunner.
Oh, right.
Right, yeah. Awesome.
I enjoyed that series, actually. It's finished now, isn't it? I think it finished.
Yes. Yeah. I think they all are pretty much all
just Superman and Lois, isn't it?
I was just
yeah. And that in itself is a great series as well, you know. I think that doesn't get enough love.
Yeah.
Ian, how many commissions can you do in one day at a convention? I mean, you have a limit?
Yeah, I try to narrow it down to about 6, mainly because I'm not the quickest guy in the world. And as you see with Peter's stuff, I don't tend to do like sketch things. They're to all intents and purposes pretty much a finished thing. So that combined with the fact that I'm unfortunately not the quickest person in the world, so I tend to limit it to that, with the occasional ones that people will let me take home to finish and do it that way.
I seem to remember as well, Mindy, and when I was there, that your prices were incredibly reasonable.
They are.
Yeah.
One might even say I'm cheap.
Yeah, I wouldn't possibly say that about it. But yeah, I do remember because I got a few commissions at Thought Bubble, and I remember thinking for the quality that I got from you, it was a steal, to be perfectly honest.
I try to do things, for want of a better description, being aware of my career standing, if you like.
Yeah.
So it's fine, you know. I do Dread stuff. I've done some Marvel stuff, and we've talked about Halo stuff and things like that. But I'm very aware of the fact at the same time that I'm not, say, for instance, the current Batman artist and whatever. So I'm not going to charge those kind of prices and whatever. And, you know, we're trying to make it an accessible thing for people as well.
And I think, I mean, I've been to Thought Bubble, twice now, I think. And that's the joy for me of Thought Bubble, that it's you can get a variety of sketches at reasonable prices and, you know, meet different people and artists and all that kind of. It's not like your traditional. Well, no, some of the cons these days are a bit much, if you know what I mean, in terms of.
Yes.
It's nice to see proper artists and things, you know.
Yeah, well, it's. I think we're talking about sort of fingers on one hand to kind of count those sort of cons now.
Yeah,
it's got Thought Bubble, nice in Bedford. That was just this past weekend. We're hoping for those of us of a certain age that might remember the cons in Bristol in years gone by, down at the railway shed. So one of the guys who was organising and involved in organising that, Mike Allwood, is putting a con on in Bristol again next month, at the same hotel that Lawless is at. So October I want to say 6th or 7th, something like that, just for one day. But it's just comics and it's just comics creators. So it's like, well, top of the bill is I won't say me. Top of the bill is Alan Davis and and Liam Sharp.
Yeah.
But then there's guys like me and Mike Collins and Keck W's there as well. I think Lou Stringer, real kind of force of kind of British creators and that. But literally just comics and just comic creators.
See, that's the kind of con I'm more into these days. I'm kind of done with your bigger events,
MCMs and the like.
Yeah. Me and James did Star Wars Celebration at the start of the year, and it was just crammed.
It does get
sardines, like dangerous
cattle market kind of territory, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wait. Are we ready, guys? I think it's been over 10. Yeah.
Who's going first?
Oh, I completely forgot. I was like, oh, my job's done. I'm backed off. Let's see. Here we go. James.
Oh, see.
Nice.
Superb.
Right.
Superb.
Yeah.
The mountain.
I find a way that I can not have to do details. Great.
I love that one, James. That's very cool.
GP.
Didn't really get very far.
Oh, no,
Oh.
see.
Nice. Yeah, nice. Very cool.
Kev.
Oh, Kev.
Oh my god! Like shadowing on that.
Kev,
I think Kevin should go last all the time because everybody just looks at it as like an amazement, you know.
Have you ever considered being a freelance artist?
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity.
very cool.
I hear there's no money in it.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, I'm going to-
Somebody's taking lessons from James.
Oh, that's a cheap
That's
thing.
really good.
Well, I was pulling the slides together, to be fair.
Why didn't
Guys,
I think of
Thank you so much. They were stunning as ever. Ian, thank you so much for chatting along with me. Just before we disappear, guys, we've had some images sent in. So just to share some of those. These are from viewers. So these were sent before the show. So Kev, was that yours?
Yeah, that's fine.
What? That it's friggin' amazing. So these are images that some of the guys have spent a little bit longer on, rather than the quick 5-minute sketches.
That just reminds me of the animated series. That does.
Yeah.
Oh, it's based on it.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Kev, just whilst we've got that image up, just quickly tell people about your book.
Oh yeah, so I got the last Iron Richardson. It's a Viking post-apocalyptic Viking story. I've got 4 issues and I'm working on the 5th, and then that's it and it's done. And if you want to get a copy, just hit me up on Instagram, or see me at anyone's in the Lake District in the end of the month. I'm at Lakes International Comics and Art Festival. So
Tremendous.
you pick it
And
up
it's
there.
well worth picking up because I've got the first 3 issues of that one. I think it is 3 or 4.
Yeah.
It's a
And I've
superb.
done a
You
little
also
samurai one as well.
all right.
Yeah,
not
it's
seen
like
that
8
one.
pages, so I've got to get those printed, and I'm taking those there as well.
Good stuff.
It's called The Weeping
it-
Blade.
Oh, I like that. And Kev, you also do commissions. I know that because you've done me a superb He-Man versus Thor. So if people want to get in touch with you, how do they do that?
Yeah, just go to my Instagram and contact me there, or I've got my website, kwizillustrator.com.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Kev. Much appreciated, mate. We've also had some other images sent in. So GP, loving this. This is the Phoenix.
Nice.
Jean Grey, absolutely love that. Very, very cool. I love the colour work on that, mate. Looks very cool.
Yeah.
It was
Multimedia stuff, that.
Yeah. Our friend Ben, the attention-seeking geek, sent this one in. This is of Quentin and Kid Omega from the X-Men. So I think he drew the image of Quentin and then imposed the background in the psionic finger in the middle there. So again, very cool. Thank you for that, Ben. Andy, Perpetual Comics, sent this beaut in. This is absolutely stunning. Yeah, tremendous work, Andy. Tremendous work as ever. And good old Jack sent this in.
Jesus Christ.
Phenomenal. Jack's amazing.
North
Jack
Star.
sent some great images in. So yeah, so again, another stunning image of the X-Men. Not often you see North Star, so I'm enjoying the imagery of North Star at the top there. So yeah, very, very cool. I like that a lot. As ever, we've had Mrs. Von Hoot sending some images through the show. So she sent images in for each round. And again, she's done them in her stunning watercolors. So we've got Armor, her version of Armor, which I'm absolutely loving.
Oh, that's good.
Which is very cool. Mystique, which is stunning. Really like that one. We've got Cannonball. That is tremendous.
Awesome. I love
Yeah,
that.
really, really like that one as well. You're very talented, Mrs. Von Hoot. And then a Wolverine at the end there. So absolutely stunning. Thank you so much for all of those images, ladies and gentlemen. Just a few things to mention. Our next art attack will be in October. So it will be a Halloween themed show. I'm not sure on the full version yet of what we'll be doing, but it will be some kind of horror, ghouly, ghosty related kind of thing. So watch out for that coming in October. I just wanted to mention the Comic Book Community Awards. Rob Fatstacks has been nominated for a number of awards, as has the Good Doctor and his wife. I love that image. Don't know what they're looking at. And also, I've been nominated for best unboxing, statue unboxings. So please do, if you can, go and check out the awards and vote for your favorite creators. I'm going to be taking part in, it's an American kind of spearheaded thing, this Comics Curing Cancer big show at the end of October. I've agreed to support that on my channel. So you'll find out a bit more details about that later on. But at the moment, we're asking people to check out Comics Curing Cancer and donate or send in items for raffles, all that kind of stuff. I'm not sure what I'll be doing on my channel yet. I may do an auction or something like that. All proceeds go to Comics Curing Cancer. So yeah, looking forward to doing that.
Let me know. I'll send you up a copy or two of the art book, and you can.
Oh, mate, that would be tremendous. That would be tremendous, Ian. Thank you so much for that. Much obliged. So yeah, looking forward to doing that. And last year they made over $20,000. So you know, it's a substantial thing. Just wanted to mention my series, This Is My, where we do a bit of an interview. Ian, lovely to get you on this at some point if you can.
Yeah.
This is where we show off items of someone's collection, and it can be toys, artwork, comics, whatever, whilst asking them some hard-hitting questions like, what's your favorite movie and what pisses you off? Things like that. So it's a bit of a fun show. And that's your whack. That's everything for tonight. Can I just give Ian a massive thank you? Really do appreciate you coming on, mate.
No, thanks
if you're
for
at,
asking.
no problem. When you're at Thought Bubble this year, if we're bumping into each other, love to buy you a drink. Most of us are teetotal, as you might expect, but I'm sure we can share a sherbet or two. And as ever, guys, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you coming on. And a huge thank you to everybody that's been in the chat. We've had 20 odd people watching tonight, which is fantastic. So with that, chaps, we'll call it a night. Thank you so much for taking part, and we'll catch everybody's next time. Take care now. Thank you.
Bye-bye.